Hello guys and welcome to my new video. Whilst unknown set gems are around the corner and I'm asking myself the question, what does Mulan have in common with Zipper? They support each other to win new games. Before we dive into the deck profile, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and now have fun, let's go. So green blue support Mulan and Zipper. Let's have a look at the list. At the first glimpse it looks like an aggro deck, but we are more like a combo deck. So you want to mulligan for your combo pieces, you want to plan your turns ahead and find your combo pieces throughout your turns to burst an insane amount of lore in turn 5 or 6. And yeah, then just basically win the game. Let's have a look at all the card choices I made for this list, and if you want to copy it, you will find a link to my Lorcana deck page in the video description below. Starting off with the 1-drop characters, we have Zipper, 1-cost inkable characters, 0 strength for willpower, quest for 1, and he works for shift target for a bigger Zipper character. I also included 4 copies of Fauna. She has support, 2 strength, 1 willpower, quest for 1, which comes in really handy for our support deck to boost up our main card Mulan for the deck. Also in the deck, the new Minnie Mouse, 1-cost inkable character, 1 strength, 1 willpower, quests for 1, and every time during your turn when this character quests, you have played another character the turn, she gets +1 lore, so you gain an additional lore basically, which is a very good start. If you're on the play and you play against a deck which can't interact with you or your characters early on, Minnie Mouse is a great choice for your turn 1. And also included, of course, 4 copies of Nikki Vanderchill. If you're up against blue decks, and there are a lot of blue decks like blue steel, blue green, or blurple, and even amber sapphire decks have been played a lot recently because of Dale. Nikki does a great job working as a shift target for the legendary Nikki, but she also gives one of your other characters +1 strength, which can come in handy later in the game to like give Mulan plus strength or give one of your other characters plus strength, so they have support, can give their strength further, and you get the idea. We have 16 1-drop characters. They're all linkable, which makes them very good and consistent. And yeah, get them out of the way. And now let's talk about the main card of this deck. Your win condition, or one of your win conditions, Mulan, 2-cost inkable card, 1 strength, 4 willpower, and she doesn't have lore printed on the card, but every time she quests, she gets as many lore as the strength from her, but to a maximum of 6. So you can utilize your support characters to give Mulan more strength, so she can quest for 6 lore each turn. But usually you build up, you collect your puzzle pieces, you collect your combo pieces, and wait for 1 turn to explode in lore. Usually with the right combination, you can get like 8 to 10 to 12 and even more lore in 1 turn with Mulan. I explain it later to how you can do that. Also in the deck we have Tramp. Let's skip Tramp for a second, get back to Mulan. What I want to say is Mulan, you want a mulligan for her because you want to see her consistently in turn 2, because she's your key piece to win matches, to win games. And so guys, if you mulligan, if you don't have in your starting hand, if you wanna go 1-drop Mulan and then go from there, but carefully plan your turns ahead with this deck, because you want to build up your combo and Mulan is one of those pieces. But what Tramp does, we all know him from the Dogs deck, you count your characters and you can give strength based on the character count on your board. So he also enables Mulan's questing power later in the game or even early in the game. You can give Mulan more strength so she can quest for more lore. And also in the 2-drop slot, I included 4 copies of Ursula Deceiver. We all know her, we all love her, some don't. You can rip a song card from your opponent's hand, and which can be really good because sometimes you just have to protect your key cards from damage songs, from removal songs, or anything else. And that's where Ursula shines. Against Purple Steel, for example, ripping a Strangler Raging Fire, or against Amber songs, ripping an Akuda the Moody early on so he can play bigger characters in turn 2 already, is a huge play. So watch out for this and know your game
games, know your matches, you know opponent decks, what they want to play, what they want to do, so you can disrupt their game plan as well, and you can follow your game plan as best as possible. In the 3-drop slot, one of the key cards also, Snowford, a 3-cost uninkable item. All your characters gains +1 strength, so here we are again, boosting your characters. We have support characters, so they can use this additional strength, very, very good. And also, boost up your Mulan, so she quests for more lore. And what Snowford also does is giving your characters resist +1 in your opponent's turn, and this kind of like messes with the math in head of your opponent. So your characters gain +1 strength, they have resist, they trade better, they can take more damage, which makes them more sturdier and harder to take out. And Snowford is really a card you want to see consistently in turn 3. So also mulligan for Snowford, so you can play it in turn 3 and like kind of protect your characters with this resist +1 against some damage songs, and also in challenges as well. Also in the 3-drop slot, another item, inkable, the plane, I collect the cards in German and I forget the Ranger plane. It's called the Ranger plane. Sorry guys. Also an item. All your characters, they gain support, and you can exert this item, and one character of your choice with 10 or more strength gets +3 lore in your turn. So you can use all those cards with support, giving one character so much strength they have 10 or more, so you can quest for even more lore with this card. And I slotted in 2 cards or 2 copies of You Came Back, a 3-cost uninkable action card. You can ready one of your characters, which basically has no restrictions. So you could quest with Mulan for 6 lore, play You Came Back, and quest for another 6 lore, which is a viable play later in the game. You set up your combo, you set up your pieces, and then if you find that You Came Back, and that's why I had only 2 in the deck, because sometimes it can brick up your hand pretty well actually. You can quest with Mulan for so much lore in one single turn. And that's why You Came Back is there. You can also use it for the other characters, but I really love to use it on Mulan. And yeah, let's get the 3-cost characters out of the way, and let's talk about the 4-cost characters. And the 4-drop slot is stacked with a lot of power. We have Clarabelle, 4-cost inkable card, 3 strength, 3 willpower. She quests for 2, she has support, and all your other characters with support gain +1 strength. So here again, we are boosting our other characters. All our characters with support gain +1 strength. With the Ranger plane on the board, all our other characters have support, so they gain the +1 strength anyway, and she threatens 2 lore for a quest, so this is a huge card actually. And 3/3 body is also nothing you should worry too much. She's hard to take out actually. And I talked about Webby before, and here she is, Webby. And what Webby does against blue decks, and like I said in the beginning, there are a lot of blue decks out there. On turn 2, you can shift Webby. You can naturally ramp with those blue decks. They usually can't interact with Webby because she has Ward as well. And against some blue decks playing Cinderella in turn 3, you can use Webby again and ramp twice, so you can protect your hand cards. Your hand cards stay healthy, and you can rather play them instead of inking them. Also, what I found after like 15 to 20 games, which, yeah, it isn't a lot, but I found this deck struggles a lot with card draw because we don't have natural card draw in this deck except the draw for turn. I included 4 copies of Donald Perfect Gentleman. 4-cost inkable character, 2 strength, 5 willpower. He also threatens for 2 lore, and at the beginning of your turn, you and also your opponent can draw a card. So you can draw an additional card in turn 5, or if you ramped with Webby Vanderquack earlier. But what this card does, it gives you more hand cards at the beginning of your turn. You have more options to play, and you have more options to find your combo pieces. So setting up a Donald in turn 4 isn't a bad deal, isn't a bad play. So if you notice, okay, this game will go on longer, Donald is a good card in turn 4, because then you have more chances to find your combo pieces earlier. You have more chances to find the cards you really want to play, that you really need to finish the game. And yeah, Donald is a good card to enable some card draw. Also, I included 4 copies of Genie. He is from set 9, 4-cost inkable character, 2 strength, 3 willpower, quest for 2. He has evasive, and as long as this card is exerted, your other characters gain +2 strength. Also here, +2 strength, giving Mulan plus strength. And what this card also does, and I had some games against Blurple when they played the Demona, they exerted Genie as well. They couldn't take out Genie because they didn't have an evasive character on board. And what he does is boosting up your other character's strength. So they traded back into most of their characters, and yeah, it's a very good card actually. You need it sometimes for enabling Mulan's questing power, and also he has evasive. He quests for 2 for himself, which is very, very good. And 2 more cards I want to talk about. 2 more cards left in this list. The Big Zipper from set 12, 4-cost inkable card, 0 strength, 6 willpower, quest for 2. You can shift him with 2 ink onto the small 1-drop Zipper, and every time you quest, you can give his willpower to the strength of your other character. So imagine, and I had 1 game where this worked out, and it was insane. I played turn 1, the small Zipper. Then I played a Mulan. In turn 3, I played another small Zipper and another Mulan. And then I was hoping for like, okay, I need some card draw, I need the big zippers. I played a Donald in turn 4 and I did nothing. And in turn 5, guys, really, I drew into 2 big zippers back to back with the Donald ability. I shifted both, quested for 4 with both zippers, gave Mulan, each Mulan +6 strength, so they quested for 6 lore each, and with Donald, I quested for 2. And this helped me getting over the finish line in 1 turn, which was insane. It was really, really insane, but it rarely happens. But I gotta mention this because it was an insane game. I hope I find the replay, and I will link some replays from recent games in the video description as well. And the last card I want to talk about is Gadget Hack Wrench. 4-cost uninkable card, 1 strength, 5 willpower, quest for 1. When you play this character, you can play an item with cost 3 or less for free. And we have 2 items with cost 3. We have the Ranger Plane, we have Snowfort, and what you want to see basically is the Ranger Plane, because your other characters with support gain +1 lore, and the Ranger Plane does give all your characters support. So all your characters can quest for even more lore, which is very huge. So Trixie enables another lore burst from your characters, which can be really, really strong. So out of the way with those 4-drop characters. So you see, we're not an aggro deck, we're more a combo deck. You want to find your combo pieces in Mulligan, you want to find your combo pieces during your turns and plan your turns ahead. At least think through turn 1 to 4. So you know what you're gonna play, what you're gonna ink, which is very, very important with this deck. Like I said in the beginning, you will find a list in the video description below. And yeah, let's try it out. Set gems are around the corner. Copy it, test it, and have fun with the deck. If you're new to the channel, I'm always happy about new viewers, so hit subscribe, leave a like on the video, and comment if you're in the mood to. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time. Flokki.